A couple from the city goes camping in the forest and finds themselves lost in an area controlled by a predatory black bear. Initially, Alex decides to take his fiancée, Nancy, on a camping trip. It's her first camping experience, which makes her extremely scared. Unlike Alex, who loves camping and does it regularly in various locations, the two set off in their car toward the large park, feeling joyful and cheerful, singing along the way. Upon arrival at the park ranger's station, they ask about the trail they should take due to the park's vast size. The ranger informs them that the Blackfoot Trail is temporarily closed due to multiple issues, and that if they are caught hiking there, they'll be fined $500 per person. Alex is annoyed by this news but doesn't take it seriously and decides to ignore the warnings. The ranger offers them a map to help with navigation, but Alex confidently declines, assuring he knows the area well and doesn't need it. The ranger warns that the weather could change suddenly, leading to their getting lost, and insists on giving them a first aid kit just in case. Alex agrees to take it. The enthusiasm slightly fades when Alex notices Nancy is preoccupied with her phone. He asks her to focus on the trip and enjoy their time together. As they prepare to leave the car, Alex discovers that Nancy brought bear spray because of her extreme fear of bears. She only agreed to the trip due to Alex's insistence. Alex tries to calm her, assuring her that the area is safe and the most dangerous animals they might encounter are squirrels. The two enjoy the stunning scenery during their boat ride to the park. Upon arrival, they decide to set up their tent in a specific spot after a long walk. Alex suggests going to the lake to have some fun, but Nancy hesitates to take off her clothes and swim due to the cold. He encourages her until she agrees, explaining that she'll need warmth after swimming. While Nancy sits alone, a man named Michael passes by and introduces himself. He shows her that he has caught a large amount of fish. Nancy suggests that he joins them for dinner. When Alex returns, he is surprised to find Michael and feels upset when he learns that Nancy invited him without consulting him. Nancy tries to calm him, explaining that Michael seems like a nice person and that she was the one who invited him. After some hesitation, Alex decides to accept the situation. The three sit together to get to know each other. As Michael grills the fish, he talks about his job as a tour guide in wilderness areas. Surprising Nancy and Alex, Michael begins to make comments about Nancy's attractiveness in an uncomfortable manner. Alex grows increasingly tense but tries to control himself. After dinner, Michael prepares to leave, but asks a question that hints at tension over Alex's earlier remarks about a misunderstanding. Alex explains that he was initially scared of him, but apologizes before Michael silently leaves. After Michael's departure, Alex and Nancy decide to take precautionary measures, such as surrounding their tent with tree branches, as a security step. The next day they head toward the waterfalls Michael had mentioned. During the hike, Nancy grows nervous and starts asking questions about their destination, adding to their unease. Alex notices the footprints of a large animal, but doesn't tell Nancy to avoid increasing her fears. As night falls, the two decide to set up their tent and rest before continuing their journey the next day. While they are asleep, Nancy hears strange movements around the tent, but Alex reassures her that everything is fine. On the third day, Alex suffers a minor injury to his foot and uses the first aid kit to treat it. As they get closer to the waterfalls, Alex realizes he is lost and doesn't know the area as well as he claimed. Nancy becomes angry and frustrated, blaming him for not taking the map from the ranger, especially when she discovers he left their phones in the car to prevent distractions. Nancy argues with Alex, telling him that his stubbornness has left them without any resources to help them. She says she won't forgive him if something bad happens, and that his pride is to blame for everything. Nancy continues yelling and scolding him, but Alex interrupts her, apologizing for everything he did. He admits that he had planned all of this because he wanted to propose to her in this special place. Nancy calms down and apologizes for her harsh words, assuring him she didn't mean to insult him. The two continue wandering aimlessly, unsure of where to go. Nancy takes her bottle of water to drink, but finds it empty. Alex gives her some of his water instead. As they walk, Nancy notices a strange hole and asks Alex about it. He grows tense and tells her it's likely a bear den. It seems their tent is close to a bear's territory. They agree to move quickly before nightfall. When night comes, they decide to rest beside the tent. Nancy apologizes to Alex again. Alex then takes out the ring to propose, but Nancy tells him it's not the right time and that they should wait until they return to the city. Feeling disheartened, Alex puts the ring aside and brings out the last of their food, a chocolate bar, and a bottle of beer. They eat and drink together, but they hear strange noises nearby and decide to retreat to the safety of the tent. On the fourth day, they prepare to continue searching for a way out. When Alex opens the tent flap, he finds a bear standing right outside, attracted by the scent of blood from Alex's wound. Alex quickly shuts the tent, and both of them panic. Nancy readies the bear spray she brought with her. Alex opens the tent again and sees the bear even closer. He closes it again in a hurry, but the bear moves in, overturning the tent and crawling underneath. Alex and Nancy scream for help, but the bear gets closer and bites Alex on his leg. Nancy sprays the bear, successfully driving it away. She tries to treat Alex's wound by tying a piece of fabric around his leg, but Alex tells her he's sure he's going to die there. Nancy calms him, reassuring him that they'll be fine. Suddenly, the bear returns, grabs Alex by the leg, drags him out of the tent, and begins to maul him. Alex screams, telling Nancy to run. Nancy exits the tent, watching in horror as her fiancé is devoured before her eyes. Paralyzed by shock, she decides to take the ring Alex brought before fleeing the scene. Nancy continues running, crying, until she collapses from exhaustion and loses consciousness. When she wakes up, she takes the ring and places it on her finger while crying, regretting not accepting it when Alex was still alive. She keeps walking until nightfall and decides to sleep in a tree. On the 5th day, Nancy wakes up to the sound of a helicopter passing overhead. She tries to signal to it, but no one sees her. After the helicopter leaves, Nancy climbs down from the tree and continues walking until she reaches a lake. She drinks from it and eats some grapes she finds nearby. While eating, a bear passes by her and she runs as fast as she can. However, the bear sees her and starts chasing her. She finds herself at a waterfall with no place to go. The bear is still behind her and getting closer to attack. Nancy stands on sharp, uneven rocks, trying to maintain her balance. However, she sits on a rock and her leg breaks. She cries in pain and uses a tree branch to stabilize her broken leg, taking another branch as a cane to help her walk. Night falls, and Nancy uses a flare she had brought with her, hoping someone would see it and rescue her, but the area remains empty. She falls asleep from sheer exhaustion. On the 6th day, Nancy wakes up and continues her journey in a state of extreme fatigue. While resting halfway through, she sees a deer in front of her and feels joy, as the presence of the deer means she has reached an area free of bears. Nancy gets up and follows the deer until she reaches the spot where she and Alex had left the boat they used to get to the park. She boards the boat and paddles to the other side, where her car is parked. She collapses on the ground from exhaustion and finds Michael with a tour group that has just arrived at the park. As soon as Michael sees her, he is shocked and rushes to help her. Nancy survives, and her life is spared. Are you ready for the next film? Subscribe to the channel to receive a notification as soon as it's posted. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.